The first question is, what is the file extension of CATIA sketcher file? So the file extension for CATIA sketcher file is .catpart. When we had accessed the sketcher environment, when we had done the practicing on sketches, at that time we had discussed that there is no such separate file extension, or there is no such separate environment available as a sketcher. Whatever you save, whatever you have created in the sketch, that would be saved as .cat part file only. We don't have any separate environment available. Whenever we access it, we access the environment by means of say part design environment or generative shape design environment. Directly we cannot access the environment, so definitely there would be no such separate file extension for CATIA sketcher file. The file extension for CATIA sketcher file would be .cat part only. Remember, when you are writing .cat part, so .cat is always in capital. For part, P will always be in capital. In the similar manner, we will have other file extensions as well. Next question comes, what is the full form of CATIA? So as you already know, the full form for CATIA is computer aided three-dimensional interactive application. Three-dimensional work we are doing using computers, so it is computer aided three-dimensional. Three-dimensional is basically your 3D work. Our major focus is on creating the 3D models. If I'll talk about any other software, say AutoCAD, so that particular software is dedicatedly based on 2D work. We prefer to go for creating the 2D objects, 2D shapes. We apply the dimensions and all these things. So that is completely based on 2D. But this particular software, our major focus was on creating the 3D, maintaining that, modifying that, the parametric model, further modifications, creating the assemblies, generating the complex or critical shapes, converting them into solid, creating the assemblies, creating the sheet metal entities. Our major focus is on that. Once we are done with that, we will be going for say analysis. After analysis, whatever the result is, as per that we will be making required changes into the again 3D model. Once that complete 3D model has been verified and okay as per our requirements, then only we will be focusing on the 2D work, and that too the generative drafting. Whatever you create in the 3D model in the part design environment, that particular thing will be automatically generated as the 2D. So majorly yes, we are focusing on the three dimensional work, 3D work. Then comes the interactive application. Interactive application is basically the environments are available in such a manner that you can anytime interact with any other environment. Means say you are working in part design environment and you want to work with the surfaces, then you can anytime shift and you can continue your work. We had done that as well while we were working with generative shape design. Once our work was done, we shifted down to part design. We converted that particular surface into part, and after that, yes, we could have continued if any other feature or any other thing is required to be applied. So you can anytime interact, you can anytime switch the environments and work on that. I don't need to open a new file if I am switching the environment. This is the advantage of this particular software. Next question can be asked, is it possible to increase or decrease the size of planes or the axis system in CATIA Workbench? If yes, then how? So definitely it is possible. We had done that. Yes, to change the plane or axis system size, what we have to do, we have to follow the path tools options, where we will be able to find 99% of settings related to CATIA, whether it is sketcher environment, part design environment, assembly design environment, drafting, sheet metal, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Tools options, yes, you will be able to find 99% of the settings. So we will be going for tools, options, infrastructure, part infrastructure, and display. When you will be opening the display tab over here, it will show you the access system size option. You just have to make the required changes. You will have to give the size, and yes, the size will automatically be updated. So yes, we can increase or we can decrease the size of plane or axis system, the references that we are using to create the sketches, to create the features. We can change the size. Basically the size has no such meaning, the size has no valuation in the model. What we do is we make the changes in the size of axis system or plane just for our feasibility, so that it would be easy for us to make the required selections. It would be easy for us to select those planes, select those curves, the axes. That's why we make the changes in the size of the plane or size of the axis system, just the visualization size. Next question can be, which is the tool to used to exit the sketcher workbench of CATIA. So once we are done with the work in the sketches, we have created the sketch, we have modified the sketch, and made our sketch as fully constrained. Now, how to exit from the environment? What is the name of the tool by which I will be able to exit from the sketcher environment? So name of the tool is exit workbench. There is a toolbar. In that, exit workbench tool is there. I'll click on the exit workbench tool. I'll be able to exit from the sketcher environment. Along with this, there can be one more question, that which particular tool or which particular option is there by which you can actually enter into the sketcher environment. That is again for already created sketches. I'm not saying I want to create a new sketch. What I'm saying is I have already created a sketch. I have left the environment. I'm exited the environment using exit workbench option. Now I want to re-enter into that to make some modifications. So for that, I just need to double click on the sketch. Definitely I will be able to enter into the sketcher environment. Next question can be, what is the use of construction element? Basically, use of construction element is to define, is to convert, or is to show a particular object as a construction or reference object. Say I'm using some particular line, I'm using some circle as a reference. That is not part of my sketch. I'm using that for as a reference. Reference can be, say, I'm using it for applying dimensional constraint, I'm using it for applying geometrical constraints. So what I'm doing is I'm using that as a reference. For that, definitely I cannot remove that from my sketch, but I know that that particular thing is not part of my sketch. So in that case, what we can do is we can convert that into reference element. The option is available in sketch tools toolbar. I'll be selecting the object and click on reference element option. So what will happen, that object will be converted into a reference entity. So that particular object will be there, but it will be as a reference, and I can use that reference inside a sketch only, but not as a part of my object. Yes, I can convert a reference element into object file, and vice versa. I can convert a object into reference. Means a line can be converted into reference line, and similarly a reference line can be converted into a object line, or any other spline, circle, whatever, any other shape, any other profile. Vice versa is possible. just to showcase, just to use that particular entity as a construction object, as a reference object, not as a part of a sketch. So this is your construction element. This is the use of your construction element that you use in sketches. There was one more construction element available, axis. That axis in the sketches, that axis cannot be converted into object, and similarly object cannot be converted into axis. But yes, object can be converted into construction element, and construction element can be converted into object. Next question can be, is it possible to hide the specification tree or history tree or feature tree which is available on the top left corner? Can we hide that? So yes, we can hide that. Whenever you are working with the any of the environment, whether it is sketcher, part design, generative shape design, assembly design, drafting, whatever it is, sheet metal or any other environment in complete CATIA V5, if you want your specification tree, history tree or feature tree, model tree, whatever you want to call it, if you want that particular thing to be hidden, simply press F3, you will be able to hide that. Similarly, to showcase, again press F3, you will be able to see that. So using F3 function key, which is available in your keyboard on the very top, F3 function key, yes, you can hide or you can show your specification tree or history tree or model tree or feature tree in any environment, in any workbench of CATIA V5.